shocking incidents caught on CCTV, and it is clear that CCTV footage can capture some truly unexpected and shocking moments, sometimes even catching criminals red-handed. The 4 cases of CCTV footage we are taking a look at today were all used as evidence in the ensuing trials, but even knowing that their existence helped to convict some of the criminals we're discussing, it doesn't help to lessen just how chilling it is to witness a crime taking place with our own eyes. Let's get into it. On May 8, 2020, 16-year-old Louise Smith went missing in Havant, Hampshire, England. 2 weeks prior to her disappearance, she had moved in with her uncle, 30-year-old Shane Mays, and his wife, Chaslyn Jane Mays, Louise's aunt. Described as a typical teenager, Louise had aspirations to become a veterinary nurse. On the afternoon of the 8th, her aunt, Chaslyn Jane, and Louise's boyfriend, Bradley Kircher, were reported to begin to panic when neither had heard from Louise, and there was no sign of her. They began looking for her, with Chaslyn Jane calling Louise's phone and Bradley going out to search for any trace of the girl. When there was still no clue as to where Louise could be, they soon called police to report that she was missing. An investigation launched to find the missing girl. Tracking her movements on the day of her disappearance, police released that they had narrowed down her exact disappearance to 12:49 p.m., as that is the last time a text had been sent from the teen's phone. Earlier that morning, she had also sent her final Snapchat to a friend. On May 21, 2020, after 13 days missing, Louise's body was discovered. It wasn't the result that anyone was hoping for, and her family was utterly devastated at the news. Her remains indicated that Louise's death had been brutal. Her skull was smashed in, so much so that the bones and structure of her face was shattered, including that her jawbone was detached from her skull. Her body had also been burnt in what investigators described as a cruel and brutal murder. Despite the damage done to her remains by the fire that had burnt it, there was evidence that Louise had been assaulted. Her exact cause of death may not ever be determined due to the burned and decomposed state of her body and the multiple injuries she sustained. During the investigation into Louise's death, police released footage caught by CCTV. On the day before she was killed, Louise and her uncle Shane Mays can be seen walking together near their neighborhood and entering a shop. They leave separately before meeting up again to walk towards their home. This is the last known footage of Louise alive. But this footage isn't the only thing captured by CCTV. Police posit that the video footage they collected from various CCTV cameras show Mays after they believe that he had lured Louise to her death. Police documents reveal that they suspect Mays allegedly promised her cannabis to get her to follow him into a secluded area in the nearby woodlands. The video takes place around 3:11 p.m. and reportedly shows Mays returning from where police believe that he killed Louise. The video clips show Mays in a red shirt walking along Swanmore Road. Mays was arrested shortly after the discovery of this footage. Disturbingly, when police had visited him at his home in the days following Louise's disappearance, he allegedly told officers he would lock Louise in the bedroom if she returned, and asked if it was okay to restrain her. Police also released other CCTV footage that showed Mays buying pizza less than 4 hours after Louise had been killed. He is out calmly buying food while his wife was frantically looking for Louise. At Mays's trial, prosecutor James Newton Price QC said, quote, "He's at home all those times his wife is phoning Louise to find out where she is, and obviously he didn't want to tell her. So what he did is go out and buy pizzas. He had with him 4 pizzas. He knew Luis was dead at this time. Luis was described as vulnerable, and the court was told by Newton Price that, quote, "There is background evidence that Luis was unhappy in the care of Mays and his wife, and that she, an adolescent, was drinking heavily in their flat on the night before she disappeared." Before the incident, Luis had complained to her boyfriend that Mays would allegedly flirt with her. A video was presented to the court that Luis had filmed, which showed Mays tickling her feet. Initially, Mays denied murder, but during his trial, he admitted to manslaughter. A clinical review was conducted and revealed that Mays had an extremely low IQ of 63. He was also assessed to have learning difficulties and a personality disorder. During the trial, Mays claimed that Luis had been the one to bring him to the woods, where they argued over her drug use. Reportedly, Mays admitted that he attacked Luis with a series of punches after he lost his temper during an argument. He first claimed that when he left the woods, Luis was still alive. But Newton Price alleged that he had attempted to assault Luis and then killed her in order to silence her telling anyone about the incident. Newton Price also summed up the manipulative nature of Mays's advances, saying, "Luis was just 16. She was anxious, needy, fragile, and vulnerable. Vulnerable to the attentions of a predatory man who was apparently flirting with her and living in the same small flat." At the end of the trial, Mays was convicted of her murder by a jury and sentenced to a minimum of 25 years in prison. He reportedly showed no emotion as cheers of yes echoed through the building. The conclusion of this case likely brought Luis's family little comfort, as someone who the teenager had trusted had been the one to betray her. Her mother has spoken out about the pain Mays's attack has caused her, saying, "You came to my house the day you killed her, looked me in the eyes with no remorse when you knew what you had done was pure evil." Hopefully, Luis's loved ones can begin to heal, knowing that her killer is behind bars. The next case we are exploring is no less chilling, and the CCTV footage is almost unbelievable. At 14, Philip Chisholm was a freshman in 2013. He had moved from Tennessee to suburban Boston, where he attended Danvers High School. Philip was described as a nice, respectful, and kind kid. But that would all change in the most shocking way. On October 22nd, surveillance footage released by police shows Philip's 24-year-old math teacher, Colleen Ritzer, in the hallway of the high school. Colleen was known as a popular teacher, who her family and friends said loved her job and described her as energetic and compassionate. She had stayed late on the 22nd in order to offer more help to her students. Philip can be seen stepping out of a classroom just as Colleen moves out of the video frame. It appears as if Philip second-guesses the decision he has made, but once he pulls up his hood, Philip follows after Colleen. This seemingly innocent video is suddenly chilling as Philip follows Colleen into the bathroom. This CCTV footage is the last time Colleen was seen alive. In the next footage, Philip is seen by or inside the girl's bathroom, pulling on gloves. He then wheels a recycling bin out of the bathroom and down an adjacent hallway. There appears to be bloodstains on Philip's pants. A few hours after he had followed Colleen into the bathroom, Philip's mother reported that he was missing as he hadn't come home after school. Police were able to locate his phone when his cell phone company pinged it. The phone was found near the Hollywood Hits Theater, but without any sign of Philip. The court affidavit said that Philip was discovered by police the next day, wandering up and down a state highway. He was carrying a bag that contained a bloody box cutter, Colleen's driver's license and credit cards, and a pair of women's underwear. A police affidavit stated that when police asked him where the blood on the box cutter had come from, Philip allegedly replied, "The girl." Colleen's body was soon discovered in a wooded area behind the school, where it had been covered in leaves. It was revealed in police documents that Colleen's throat had been cut. Police alleged that Philip attacked her, assaulted her, and used a box cutter to slit her throat. Following the purported attack, Philip changed his hoodie and pulled a mask over his forehead. After this, he is believed to have used the recycling bin to carry her body through the high school's hallway and out into the nearby woods to dispose of it. The police affidavit included the detail that a note was discovered next to Colleen's body that read, "I hate you all.